go. Match number 7. I'm really excited, man. The points, it's still anyone's game. We saw a huge comeback in the final game yesterday.
Yeah,
don't count anyone out.
And it looks like they're going towards that near risky reels, and this is a spot where there's that rift nearby. And these two houses give you quite a bit of loot, and then you have those trees to farm along the way, and then you keep on going and get that rift, and you're out of there in no time. It's a great spot that people like to go to, and they're actually there ahead of time.
Oh no, 40, that's it. Wow. Oh, that was Camo, no way! Camo's down. City Driver and Camo are in 4th place, and they immediately down Camo.
Already. And he marked it on the map to let his teammate know exactly where, because the call is a little hard. He's near that Tiki head right there. And you got to wonder, are they going to push that, or do they want materials? Do they want shields before they make an aggressive push like that?
Oh, man. I mean, with a minigun, hey, just pull out the minigun, walk toward him, hold down the trigger, hope for the best.
And there's that shield.
I don't know. You know, Nick, he's waiting too long. I feel like they just need to go. They need to secure this elimination.
Right.
Well, look, there's teams very close by as well.
Yeah, and I mean, we didn't even see that enemy team, his teammate nearby. So, I mean, he could be anywhere. Maybe they did a split landing like we saw with Tinny and Spanos. He could be anywhere, right? But it's always good to play it nice and safe.
The broken next to me.
And there's a breakdown of where players are at, ladies and gentlemen, to give you a sense of where everyone is. And look at this. Alex taking shots.
Outside of the Salty Springs, the little houses, there's a lot of good loot here, not a lot of mats to be farmed, and it looks like he doesn't have too much to work with. About 8 walls that he can build with his 60 and 20 wood and metal. Takes a couple shots.
I'm pushing.
No shield, and he takes full advantage of that. And that's what it comes down to. When an enemy doesn't have any shield, and you realize that you play a lot differently than if you damage them and they do have shield.
Oh, that's Fiona. He takes him down, and
then
Fiona goes down, and so does her teammate Rayhan.
And all he had there was a burst and a blue tactical shotgun, not even any shield. Very well done with what he had early game.
That's right. And now they have 2 eliminations to their name, so those points are very important. Look at that shark, man.
Yeah, do you want to A up?
Good old Chomp.
Take the pump. And then we rotate straight.
I like it. So now it looks like they're going to be doing another rotation here. Along the way, they should definitely farm up, get some materials, and they'll be good to go. They have a nice little loadout from the get-go with some heals and a mix and variation of close range to long range.
What? Look at this. We actually saw Snafu in Tesco last game utilizing the ATK.
Interesting, and he's actually using it to get around the trees quicker to farm. A quicker way to farm.
What? These okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you're seeing this at home, next level strats, ATK, use a fast farm. Boom. Make all the noise.
That's an interesting strategy, actually. I never really thought about that. Now, obviously, mind you, if someone's nearby, they're going to hear that, but I assume they would have cleared out the area first, and one teammate scouting out. Oh, switching over to Amar and Kinstar.
In Greasy Grove, they're in a little bit of a build battle. Oh!
Beautiful usage of the Portafort.
What? That was dope.
Broke through the enemy's build-off, the structure above him to retake the high ground. Makes an edit play, re-edits it so the enemy can't shoot through. He's going to stay up the high ground. Klingers just got stuck to that base. They drop down.
Oh, man, he's trying to find the elimination.
The boogie bomb finish. And another team drops down.
His teammate's there, though.
Beautiful.
Oh, wow. What a dope play utilizing that Portafort to just immediately snag high ground.
That is the way you should be doing it. That is one of the best usages of a Portafort that I've personally seen.
Wait, is there someone else here?
There must be.
Because he's like building and stuff, right? Building very defensive. I think there's someone else here. Maybe high ground?
Yeah, possibly above that Durburger location.
And this is Lunary Airwax and Hunter.
And I would imagine they see someone they're building so enemies can't shoot them from above. They're going for possibly the high ground here? Or going for the rift near Flush.
Okay, okay. Look at that. So he's waiting for his teammate to catch up, and then they're just going to go for it.
Yeah. 10 seconds after a portal or a rift is used, it will disappear, and no one else will be able to use it. Wanted to make sure his teammate was within the vicinity. And now they scout. Instead of just diving right down, they're probably trying to create some distance, go as far as they can, and also in the meantime, they're looking for a possible route to go to, somewhere where it hasn't been looted, or possible enemies to engage with.
That's right. Over to 3D Max team.
And here,
oh, this must be the team that's always landing Junk Junction. Because we see it pretty consistently every game.
Yeah, and as you can see, he's got quite a bit of metal farming those cars, so he's got some mats to work with here. Through the stink bomb to push back the enemy, and there he is to the left. They're building up.
Stink bombs, man, they're very vital to flushing out enemies and forcing them to move and make up.
And there's
not
the pyramid
like this.
trap technique, and he got
it was
down.
under lower.
Beautiful usage of it right there.
Wow, and there you go.
And for those of you that don't know, the pyramid allows you to extend a little further. You can only build a floor so far, but the pyramids allow you to build a little even further higher up. And also, when an enemy does have that floor, you can build a pyramid above it. It's just an extra dynamic and a great way to trap enemies if they build up above you.
Unbelievable. This is Kinzel right there. So Kinzel and Mitchell are currently our #1 team with 38 points. Right behind them, 3 points behind.
How many is he throwing? He's throwing a lot of grenades right here.
I mean, you know what? It's like, hey, Kinzel, I'm Kinzel. I'm going to use every grenade I can. Kobe.
They have a sniper. Let's just go back.
But look at this. They're
And now
out.
they back off.
Yeah, they're not too far from the storm, which is good. And there's your top 5 right there on the right. As you can see, man, Kinzel and Mitchell very top of the leaderboard. But again, they're only 3 points ahead. That's really not much of a lead.
Right. And I mean, they have the high ground here. It's a question of, do you want to take that fight when you have an advantage, or wait and fight when you're both on even playing ground right here, where it may come down to?
This one's coming. Wait just 1 minute.
They're trying to just... Do you think they found... Yeah. Okay, so there's a team here on their left. So they're trying to get high ground right now.
Right. Very smart push right there. But as you can see, man, they are going right at it. Even with low health, the enemies still build up. RPG.
The rocket. They have
Lasered.
double rockets?
He's dead.
Look at that. They find a down.
Great builds, slowly pushing forward as they're firing, putting pressure, then they build, putting pressure, then they build. Great strategies.
Oh, wow. That is both players down.
Great stuff right there.
Oh, my. Dude, double rockets? What? That's tough.
That is, yeah, I mean, it's definitely hard to go against. It's almost, do you almost want to waste, though, 2 or 1 slot each with an RPG when you could just give your teammate all the ammo that you have and then they just use it? Mind you, 2 rockets coming at you at once is definitely something that's hard to deal with and build against.
Yeah, we'll have to see how they split those up. It looked like they dropped the rockets and then his teammate picked up the purple.
Right.
Which is good. They may be just saying, you know what, look, hold these. Hold all the rockets in the world. I'll hold something else.
Yeah.
As you can see, the current map, you can kind of get a sense where players are.
I'm going up here just
Hopping over to DK.
I think he's trying to get a nice little vantage point up here.
Okay.
Scout out a bit. There are some chest locations up here. It doesn't look like it's been looted. If he goes a little bit straight, oh, they are looted. There's some ramps there.
Oh, interesting. You almost very rarely see that kind of.
Right.
Unless the circle is kind of forcing you in that direction.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe someone even dropped there with these tournaments. I mean, like we've seen, I mean, there's been like 2 teams or 3 teams that have landed at Motel. It's just crazy where people are dropping it. The play styles are so different. Oh!
And this is Hunter taking fire from up above.
In the
Look
storm.
At this. Airwax right behind him, but oh my gosh, he's taking so much damage.
Yeah, I mean, he's low. He's got to get out of the storm here, and he does. Very nice play. He's going to want to extend out a bit so the enemy doesn't know exactly where he's at. I mean, that 1x1 is very obvious on where Airwax is. Possibly extending out with another 1x1 will say, hey, am I in this one or am I in this one? The enemy won't know. Oh!
Oh no, he takes a bunch of damage! And he's down. He was shotgunned. His teammate Airwax is not too far behind.
50 shield, 11 HP. I mean, it's not much to work with here.
Okay, so he's going to try and drop down.
He does, yeah, and he does have the mats as well to compete.
Oh, he really does. 800 wood. I mean, that's pretty good. But look at this. So Hunter is just trying to get down, trying to hide, trying to say, look, I need to stay alive.
And once he gets in position, it would be smart for him to stop moving, because even moving and crawling around, enemies can hear that. And if they want to go for the elimination, the finish, I mean, by you moving to a new location, they can hear that and pinpoint your exact location.
That's right.
And
sound is vital.
Yeah, and here he is. He's just staying still. He's not moving. The down player right there. Now he does.
Oh, look, he can't build this wall because they edited it. Now he owns the wall. They need to be very careful. They don't own the wall above them. So if that enemy comes down and they own that wall, there he goes.
Oh.
You saw an edit.
And he's in a tough situation. Wow.
That's a very difficult spot to be
I wonder if the enemy's waited. It's like, okay, let's wait till he goes for the revive once he's in a tight situation, then push him all at once. It was a great play.
Over to DK. They're taking shots. They down one.
On from one, on to the next. Knocks him down. The shotgun mid-air. Builds a wall to defend. Gets the high ground. Pyramid. Can we get a pyramid? A trap instead.
Not like this.
Oh, and he did get the pyramid as well. He escaped it, though.
Oh, wow. It was so close.
Man, he is high up now. And there's a third party from behind. He's got to be aware. Knocking him down. He did fall. He could have had an opportunity to shotgun him there.
Yeah.
Instead, he focuses on his main, his health and trying to get down because there are third parties.
Let's go.
Okay, so they're going to just try and secure this elimination here.
Yeah,
take all the
just
mats, take all
getting
the
this guy
loot,
dead.
which is good. But now that player, I think that player's still above them, right?
Possibly. I know he did knock him down slightly. Oh, there he is. He's building. Great pressure. Knock down that one wall, and there it is. Now he's coming down.
Wonder where that other team was, though, because remember, they were getting third party.
Yeah, and remember when we talked about putting pressure when pressure is being put on you? He's firing back. I mean, he lost a little bit of health there. That's smart by Crank UK. Crank is, even as low health as Crank is right now, as we can see, he's still firing at them. He's still firing at them.
Just got that down
Being
there.
very brave. That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Do you have the medium from down?
And they end up getting the elimination
Okay, I'm
against
70,
Crank.
it's okay.
He was very low in a very tight situation there.
That was really well played.
The storm's coming in. They still have a minute. Not terrible, but they need to find their way into
Yeah,
the
can we
storm
go
here.
north?
Yeah.
Just go down towards Dusty. I don't like going to...
They're going to the divot. And the divot, I mean, it's not that bad of a spot to hide. Obviously not stay there because the storm is
We're
going to
on
be
5.
pushing you out. But I mean, sure, you're giving up the high ground here, but all
Let's
these
freaking
trees, I
get
mean, you
7
can't
so
see like 20 meters ahead. I mean, the trees are all obstructing your line of vision.
So look into the
It's
forest.
definitely a good spot to
Hell yeah.
farm
Okay,
because
I need
you're
some mats.
very hidden now since they've
Yeah,
added
yeah,
these
take
trees in the
100 from
divot.
me.
Definitely, definitely. I'm actually curious
One
to
guy
hear
at
their
containers,
strategy, so let's
far
actually
30.
listen in.
Okay.
Par 30. Upstairs, all the way up. Or
He's running up. He's building
I
now.
don't see him. I don't see him.
No, he's building
No eyes.
15.
Yeah, I just need to farm a little bit. I think I need some more farm. Is he getting shot at?
No, that was me. That was me.
Okay. Okay, I'm coming up with you. I'm limb by him. Are people up there?
Yeah, probably, but not like really close to us. Just come up.
I'm not on the high ground above you.
No, yeah, but I think there's someone up there. There should be, right?
Okay, this is a good stone. We can honestly.
There's a 80k, 30.
Oh!
Can we get that?
Yeah.
Did you hear how they heard it though?
Yeah.
It's so loud,
No, I
man.
don't-
What
I
a
don't know.
snipe.
What an
They can't build because of the car?
unbelievable snipe. Now they're going to try and push this.
Put some pressure so they can't get that revive. The enemy is building up pyramid as well.
Yeah.
I'm building up on you.
Could it possibly be two teams here, Zeke?
I don't know, man.
And then, of
I'm
course-
still reeling from that shot. Like, wow.
Wow, I know. Yeah.
He literally saw him for less than a second and then immediately scoped in and took the shot. Wow. And that was Snafu. That was Cypher, Snafu. They're your second place team, so one of them is now down.
Very impressive stuff.
We actually have a replay coming in from a snipe that DK actually made earlier. This guy is a sniping god.
Oh, that was
Look at
beautiful.
him. That was the snipe for Crank UK. There he goes from
Yeah.
earlier. Oh, but look, this DK's down now.
Uh-oh. Oh, they got
no.
pinched, and it's
look,
always tough.
That was Snafu's teammate, Tesquo, which said, you know what? You downed my teammate. I need to turn this around. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and here we see High Chris trying to, I guess, avoid any kind of engagements. He is by himself. He has no shields that he only has 8 shield. He does have some in his inventory, but he's trying to escape, I imagine, because the enemy's putting pressure. They're not letting off. Maybe trying to hit those enemies that are firing at him into another batch of enemies so he can quickly like sneak through and escape and buy him some time to pop some minis. And here he is extending outwards, building multiple structures so it can get to full health, each one, and it will take a lot longer for the enemy to break through and also find exactly where he's at.
Yeah, and I think for players looking to level up their game, if you don't normally do this, try doing it a few matches. You know, try building 2 1x1s right next to each other. So it's like if they start to take down one wall, you literally edit through to the left and walk into another 1x1 and you're safe.
Right. The more walls and structures that you have, the better. The more likely that you can edit and you can dictate the fight, especially if they close in on you with all these little crevices that you have in your 1x1, and it helps a lot.
Taking a look at the map, Nick, look at this. I mean, there's only 26 players left, and they, for the most part, all look like duos. There's actually there's 2 people that are by themselves. One is at the warehouse near Loot Lake. One is at the edge, what looks like modern house of Loot Lake.
Are we getting another Loot Lake ending, Zeke?
Dude, I
think
hope
we
so.
might. And there's actually one team set up there in the middle of Loot Lake, ready for it. He's on top of they're on top of the building. They're ready.
That's right. This is Isaac.
A lot of mats here, 800, 200, 400. Got some decent ammo. He doesn't have any kind of assault rifle, so his only medium to long range would be the hunting rifle. SMG, sure you can fire it at far range, but with the damage drop off, you're only going to be doing about like 7 or 8 damage. per shot at far range, it's honestly not worth it to give away your position at that range.
That's right. The storm coming in, only 18 seconds before we find our new storm and had to figure out what the strategies are going to be.
Yeah, and I think it's just a game of right now of scouting out where are the enemies. Oh, and there actually is an enemy in the storm to the northwest.
Oh, look at that hunting rifle.
Wow!
What?
69 meters, beautiful shot.
Oh my gosh.
And here comes the pressure, it
There you
finishes
go.
him off.
There you go. Securing that elim, so that's another point on the board. This is his teammate here.
And there was a supply drop behind them, but they are waiting. They're playing it very smart. They want to make sure the enemy can't advance their position. They want to pressure him.
Oh, wait, where'd that enemy go? They just blew up that structure, but the enemy wasn't there.
Right.
Oh, look, this is the guys,
Loot
guys
Lake.
on Loot Lake. They said, we're going to build an entire castle up here.
And do you see how his teammate goes for the supply drop while this guy stays and basically watches over? They're very, very smart. Great communication.
And you've talked a lot about it, man. It's easy for both players to just focus in, tunnel in, and say, you know what, let's just both get this loot or whatever, but
Yeah, I mean,
information is power.
exactly. And he's calling them out, calling out enemies, I would assume, right now. And it's just a great, it comes back to communication, right? And they're communicating. And I think that's why they've made it so far. The communication is key. Oh my!
Why? That was an Epsilon guy as well. Unbelievable. These snipers, man.
I don't know what I'm watching anymore. This is insane.
Nick, you're a really good sniper.
I mean, thank you very much. I would not say that, but I
Nick,
appreciate
you're a
it.
good sniper. How can players get better at sniping?
The biggest thing, 100%, and we mentioned it yesterday, I mentioned it, is you've got to take shots that you don't think you're going to hit. Because that's how you start to learn the range, the timing, the damage, the drop-off, the bullet fall-off, all that stuff, by just taking shots and by practicing. It sounds cliche, but practice makes perfect. So I would say just take those shots where you don't think you're going to hit, and eventually you will hit them, and you will shock yourself.
Yeah, and you said it best. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
just fire. At worst, you miss, and you just reload and try again.
And remember that that ramp strategy we were talking about earlier? That could be put to use here instead of the walls.
The tunnel ramps.
The rotating of the stairs and then using that as cover so you don't lose that momentum. Yeah.
So look at this. Now people are trying to secure their spots on top of Loot Lake. And for those that might be new to Fortnite or maybe just don't know, moving in water slows you down significantly. So you can tell people don't.
Oh my!
What?
Wow!
That was a VGIA guy. He just immediately turns and snipes Markel.
I didn't even know he was
How
there.
did he even know? He was crouch walking. What a legend.
Beautiful shot. And he knows not to go get that loot. I mean, the storm is chunking for like 5 or 7 damage per second now.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it.
I mean, apparently all he needs is his hunting rifle. So, you know.
Yeah.
Him and this hunting rifle versus the world right now.
And there is 16 players left. I mean, all near Loot Lake. This is going to be one heck of an ending. And as you can see, the next circle is actually going to be pretty well all on the water. Right now, there's a little bit of land in the zone. But with the water, like you said, I mean, you're slowed down. So there's going to be a lot of builds. And if you don't have any kind of builds, you're going to be, or any kind of mats, you're going to be in a tough situation.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about this. So they use the bounce pad, which is good. And they launch themselves in toward the center of the lake,
Yeah,
which is good.
but he's gonna have to move again right now.
He's got to move.
So
And look at this. There's literally. Oh,
yeah, and I mean it all comes down to mat conservation, and you've got to be efficient with it. And he's very low right now.
What? Wait, was that his teammate that built that wall? Someone built a wall.
I think so. It must have been.
Just
Yeah.
miscommunication. So this is the Kingwin guys. Yes, look, and you see another team there. It's the Method, Jet.
And they're just and they're just firing away. I mean, they have the position that's in the zone. That Method, Jetpacks, those guys are just lasering them right now.
I think an interesting thing that players are not doing is typically, probably in like a pub, you're like, I need to build out as much floor space toward where I'm going, right? And
Yeah.
so a lot of players can follow on that. And you can see they're they're building as minimal as possible. So if someone does have to fall in the water, they're literally sitting ducks until they can rebuild themselves cover.
Right.
Look at this. Just jumping down in the water, seeing if there's anyone crawling toward them.
And that's not good. The grenade launcher. 15 players left in this small circle. I mean, this is gonna get hectic right here. And he's dropping mats for him. He is very low.
Man, 300 mats. Not a great spot. Look at
Nice
this.
little third party.
And they're doing what I talk about. You just build out as much as you can.
Yeah, and then here comes the grenade launcher spam. A little bit further away. And a great strategy when you're peeking from a window is try to go far back from the window as possible, because right now, people from the right have a nice angle on him. He's right up in that window, but if he backs up and only goes where he can shoot the enemy. I mean, no one else can really see him when he's further away from that window.
That's right. And he managed to down one of the Epsilon guys, but he couldn't find and secure him. He's in the water somewhere.
And you see how they had traps on those floors as well in case someone comes above them, they can edit them down right into the trap.
Oh, that's true.
Very, very smart play. And I mean, they placed it ahead of time because traps make a very loud noise when you place them. Enemies will be aware if they heard them place it right when they need it to be placed.
Look at this strategy. They're just walking in the water right now, crawling around.
This is interesting. And I mean, they've got a long way to go. He's got a long way to go for the next circle in 30 seconds.
It really, and especially being in the water, like you basically have to build out, right? If you want to be moving full speed.
Or possibly follow other enemies who are building, and that could be a possible strategy that he's doing. He's just waiting and watching.
Oh, okay,
But now, yeah, his teammate might have...
Isaac is like right behind him.
They might have drawn some eyes over to them.
Man, look at this. There's like really no building anywhere. I mean, it's smart, right? Force people to move in the water if they have to.
Yeah, and I don't think he should be taking any fights right here. I think that's what he's doing. He's playing it smart because, I mean, he's so low mats. And in Loot Lake, there's no natural cover. If you run out of mats, you're going to get beamed, and you're going to go out in seconds.
Look at this gigantic structure. What am I looking at? What is happening? Look at this. And again, there's just like no builds in the water. People
So many people in the storm right now as well.
We're currently at 9 players. Anything could go wrong here at any moment, Nick. This is it.
This is it. 8 players, 6 players. I mean, people are going down from the storm left and right. I mean, there's shotgun battles everywhere.
Just look at them. They're basically just building these massive structures.
Right.
This is kind of the sky base that you want. It's just very low to the ground.
Pretty well, you know? This is just a satisfying. Wow.
What? Look at this shot.
They've got to be going for the heal game. I mean, they're not even looking at to engage at the very, very top team.
Okay, so they're kind of talking. Only 5 players remain. It's possible it's a duo versus 1 versus 1 versus 1. Or it's 2 duos versus 1.
Yeah, and they're above them, right? There is a team above them, the ones who are highest up.
Yes, I believe so.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Here we go.
And here comes
again. 7 seconds.
Trying to reinforce their base, make sure no one can shoot them out or get any shots off on them. They don't have that much health to work with. And here comes the pressure with the storm.
Gosh. I thought they were going to fall much farther. This is why I'm sitting here thinking it's a sky base.
Yeah.
But look at this method. Rasmussen goes down.
Uh-oh.
So it's just jetpacks.
Oh, jeez. The shotgun from above. And this is it. 2 versus 1 possibly.
So it's just Sky. Yeah, it looks like it's 2 versus 1. I guess it could even be a 2 versus 1.
He's got to go for the high ground here. He's got to. And he's in the storm as well.
Tree, please.
He's getting shot down. He's got to make a play here. He's got to go for it.
Oh, but look. Yep, so that's it. Severin finds the elimination, a 2v1 situation in Loot Lake. Look, it went from Loot Lake and started building all the way down toward Tilted Towers.
That was hectic, man. I love how, you know, no matter how well you think you know the map, in seconds it can change just like that. I mean, we looked at that wide angle. We're like, what are we watching here? It's nuts how crazy these builds can turn into. And good builders can make some crazy designs. It's awesome.
Definitely. Let's check out the final moments coming in from that last game to see how things led up the way they did. Look at this. This is Severin here. 3 eliminations. Oh, man. So he's actually tracking the whole time.
Yeah. And that constant pressure. He's not letting him get the high ground or even fire back.
Look at that. And there it is.